Hi, my name is Melissa Scott, and this is my video for my first career profile. The job title that I chose for this one was Victim Support Coordinator. I've never worked in this field, but I have four sons, ages 12 to 20, and I've held callings at church working with kids for the last 23 years constantly. So I've always had a calling, handling kids and talking with them about their problems and just enjoying being with them and helping them with those problems. I don't know anybody personally who has done this career or is involved in this career, but I think that it is definitely, after researching it for this lesson, I feel like it's something that I really would enjoy doing because I want to help people. For this kind of job, the hours vary. A lot of people in this field work with police and investigating teams to help victims of violence and their families of those who are afflicted with violence. So these people are usually on call 24 hours a day, even on holidays. Sometimes they go to crime scenes and they provide counseling for the victims as well as the victims' families. It also requires providing support and guidance to those who are victims of crimes, and they work closely with prosecutors and other attorneys, as well as police and law enforcement teams, to help to be a go-between for the people who have been afflicted with crimes, because they're not really in a position to be able to understand what's going on a lot of times with the crime teams, and they help them navigate this legal process that they're just really emotionally not able to handle at that time. Sometimes they will make arrangements for temporary housing in the case of women who are battered, also their children as well. We're really lucky in my hometown of Wilson to have a shelter where women who are battered and have kids are able to go. It's called the Wesley Shelter, and I have a couple of friends at church who work with the Wesley Shelter, and I've actually been a couple of times with one of them, and she can't say enough good stuff about the Wesley Shelter. They're a really big help in our neighborhood and in our town. They really do a lot of good work, and I would really enjoy working with those women and their children. The typical stressors in this job, obviously, are working with the people who have been through such horrible instances in their lives. You're dealing with people at their very worst times, their very worst days, and obviously that's going to stress you out because you feel sympathy for those people. Also, a person in this job will have to work with the people's families. They'll have to be an advocate for those families and be able to help them understand the process that their family members are going through. Obviously, long working hours can contribute to the stress of this position, but I really feel like even though you're going to be working those long hours, even weekends and holidays, you will be able to get a sense of real accomplishment with the help that you're going to be able to give these people. Secondary traumatic stress is something that a lot of people, as high as 50% of people that are in this position, will probably have to deal with, because they're dealing with adults and children who are survivors of sexual abuse. Depending on, as far as benefits, depending on which sector your job is located in, your benefits may vary. If you're working for a nonprofit agency or something like a private agency, then you may be required to carry your own health insurance. But if you get a government job, there's an endless supply of benefits that you'll be able to get. The government has some really great benefits as far as health insurance and retirement benefits, and in some cases they even provide 70 to 75% of your child care. Common job tasks with this job will be providing crime prevention information, possibly attending workshops and teaching the community about the things that are offered in your community, the things that can be helpful to people that are facing domestic violence, victims of sexual violence. They also help victims find transportation and safe housing, as the Wesley Shelter does in our town. They provide housing and child care for those women who need their services, as well as the children that come with them. They have areas where they can provide clothing and food and even job skills, teaching them how to get their job and make their job skills better so that they can apply for jobs and really support themselves and get out of the Wesley Shelter and be able to support their family as well. Some of the other tasks are providing emotional support to victims and their families. Victims of homicide, obviously, their families are going to need someone to come with them to talk with the police, someone to come with them and just be with them and listen to them, be able to help them with their problems. The educational requirements, depending on which agency you work for, whether it's a private agency or a government agency, the education requirements can go from just some schooling without a degree to most places require at least a bachelor's degree in some type of psychology or family studies. Most employers want some experience in the field, but some of them do allow you to do like some on-the-job training. The starting salary range in my area for this job is about $34,000 a year. And as you get experienced, it can go up as high as $50,000. The average right now is like $45,000. Like I say, I haven't been employed in this type of field before, but I know from personal experience that when you experience some type of violence, be it physical violence, physical abuse, sexual abuse, you need somebody to talk to. You need to be able to have somebody that's going to listen to you and be able to give you the advice that you need. I really feel like a job in this field would be something that I'm really interested in doing, because I know that through the help that I've gotten for personal things that have happened in my life as far as abuse and violence and things like that, I've really experienced some help by having someone to listen to me, and I know that if I can help people like I've been helped, then I'll really be following the Savior's example by providing a service to people who really need it and showing love to them in a way that they might not could find elsewhere. And that's why I chose that career. Thank you.